My name is Jonathan Peschke. On here, you have my partner, Mr. Fred Mertens, and also another partner in crime here, Mr. Roman Peschke. And we are here to help you guys. Now, some of you guys are clients, some of you guys are thinking about being clients, and I think everyone on here wants to make more money doing what they love. So this is the right place to be. We have our chat section of the bottom of your toolbar where you can drop questions in there, because the second half of this is for Q&A to answer your questions. Feel free to drop questions in there. We will also have a link in there for you to be able to schedule an onboarding call if you want to find out about how mass training can accelerate your growth and income. And then also we have an event coming up in November that we want to invite you guys to be a part of. And that's going to be on the 14th, 15th, and 16th in Jacksonville, Florida. Mr. Mertens, can you tell them a little bit more about that real quick?
Yeah, we have a close relationship with Grandmaster Clark and his Karate America organization, but he also has another division called Warrior Martial Arts. And Warrior Martial Arts is not a specific style, but it's a way to elevate the engagement you have with your students to keep them around longer. So we're doing a three-day event. Thursday is nuts and bolts from A to Z as far as how the business is run. Friday is selling from the mat. You may have heard this from us before, but there's nothing you can do or say in the office to make up for what did not happen on the practice floor. So anyone during the training that has a difficult time upgrading people's memberships, well, you might have a floor problem. And on Saturday, we invite you to stay, because at the headquarter location where he does the training, we're doing a leadership event, a leadership experience, where all the studios in greater Jacksonville that have students who haven't upgraded to the highest level membership we have in the organization are invited to come to the headquarters, and we've just put on a big dog and pony show. Now, that event will be from 11 a.m. to 1, but we'll start our training at 9 a.m., and we'll coach you through the processes we use to get students to upgrade to the biggest membership you have rapidly. But if you're not able to upgrade them in the office, well, we'll show you how to organize an event that will compel students to sign up. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You're welcome to come in anytime on Wednesday evening, or perhaps you can visit a few locations to get an idea of how he runs his academies. But we will be forwarding everyone information about this. If you're not able to make it in November, we're going to have a follow-up training in January. So just something to look forward to. Sometimes you got to see what the other guys are doing to determine what steps you might have to take for your business to improve. But anyone that visits Jacksonville or any of the locations that are connected to Master Clark, you just walk away with a whole different appreciation for not just what's possible, but what next actionable step you can take to improve business and the overall quality that your overall quality of experience your students are having. So we look forward to inviting you to that.
Absolutely.
If you're at all interested in that, the number that sent you the link for this meeting, just shoot a text back saying, I'm interested now, and after the call, we'll get you all the details.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Perfect. Okay, great. All right. Ms. William Moss, welcome to the call, sir. So I just pop on that. It's great. We got Robert Jones and Thomas's iPhone, and then we got a big K. And Rich is on here too. And Rich, hopefully you were able to get those ads fixed and running. I know a lot of you guys are having really great success with that, and that's fantastic. Now, last week, we were talking about the phone dialogue, and we worked on the latter half. We're going to backtrack it and talk about the front end, because, our leads are the most important. Well, our leads are it's the level one marketing. Everything we do is to get people into the top of that funnel. And again, there's three ways: online, offline, and inline. Online, the only place I would recommend spending any dollars right now would be through Meta, which utilizes both Facebook and Instagram simultaneously. That's your biggest bang for the buck, your biggest return on investment. Number two, inline. Are we asking for referrals? What are we doing internally to promote the idea that they can bring their friends? How do we do a parent add-on? Parent add-ons are the real low-hanging fruit. And we'll talk about, maybe we should talk about that next week, how to get more parent add-ons. But number three is offline. I know this next Saturday, or sorry, this Saturday coming up, we're doing a booth at a park that's having some big festival, and we'll sell a dozen or more trial memberships at the park that'll then schedule to come in next week and enroll as members. So you got to have legs under your table to keep it strong. A lot of times people just want to do one of those things and they wonder why it's, hit and miss and wobbly at best. We have to do all of it to get our school to grow. Then, of course, once they come in, we've got to go through the enrollment and then, of course, the upgrade. But today, we're going to focus on how to get those leads to show. We've been working on this last week a bit. To start to start the process, we have to call them straight away. If we are not getting a hold of our leads as quickly as possible, they're expiring. It's like you're a farmer and you plant all these seeds, and the leads are the equivalent to your trees bearing fruit. But you realize they got a small window to go harvest that, or it goes bad. All right. And usually you've got about in farming, you've got a few days to maybe a few weeks at best. But if you miss that window of opportunity, all is lost. All right. So with marketing, we get a new lead, you've got 24 hours, maybe 48 at best if it's on a weekend, to harvest that lead and get them in there. A lot of times we've got people like, well, I got a bunch of leads on Thursday. I'm going to follow up with them today. What? Good luck. Now, you're not going to get a hold of nearly as many of them. The ones you do get a hold of are going to be much less likely to buy. You think, oh, well, my leads are no good. No, your leads were good 3 days ago. The problem is you let them rot. All right. And now they're not any good because if I opt into something on your Facebook, for example, and you reach out to me 3-4 days later, I no longer take you seriously. It's expired. My interest has expired because, again, this is interruption-based marketing. We're jumping out in front of them, getting their attention. They say, "Ooh, looks interesting." Oh, they're not replying to me. Oh, well, I'm now interested in something else. And we think, oh, well, they just weren't serious, or, oh, Facebook leads aren't any good. Well, no, we're just not any good at harvesting them. That's all. Let's fix that. Now, does it mean they're all going to be good? No. Of course not. But a general rule of thumb, half of them are good. Half of those will book and buy. And if you're good at the phone procedure, half of those will buy more than one trial. And when they come in, at least half of those will actually enroll and pay real money to get started in your program. So step one is how quickly can we get to them? Step two, the quality of our conversation. The quality of our conversation matters a lot. So, the first thing is, who are they and what do they want? Right? If we look at our phone dialogues, the big part of this is we talked about this last week. For you guys that weren't on the call, our phone dialogue flow has 11 steps. All right. So I'm going to call you and I'm going to go through 11 steps. But a lot of times that can be overwhelming for people at first. So to really simplify it to the bare bones, you got who are they and what do they want? That includes instant engagement, rapid rapport, deep discovery. We're going to schedule a lesson. That includes the trial transition and the family add-on. We're going to collect the money, which means we're going to ask them to pay over the phone. If they don't pay over the phone, I can fall back to sending you a link, but I'm really going to try and get you to pay over the phone because I want a good response indicator on if you're going to make a good student. And we're going to get to that today a lot too. And then number 4, parent participation. The parent has to be on the mat. And we know that if we don't prepare them for that on the phone and get their compliance, it ain't going to happen most of the time, which just made your job 10 times harder. We're going to allow them to join our Facebook group so that we can give them that endorphin rush that made them opt in to us in the first place. A lot of times people go, well, I don't really have a Facebook group. Well, let's fix that. They were on Facebook. That's actually how they found you. And then last thing is we're going to pre-frame them to enroll on their first visit. We call it pre-frame and commit. And the reason why that's important is because if the first time I'm talking to you about enrolling is when I'm inviting you to enroll, I've messed up. I've caught you off guard, and you might even have some upset because now you might have an unmet expectation. You might come in thinking, oh, I'm going to use this 2 weeks and then see if I want to sign up. That's on me. That means I didn't tell them on the phone that, hey, Mrs. Lewis, I got to tell you before we go, most of our families, they know after that very first visit if it's a good fit or not. So if it is, we'll review the membership together and even help you save money if it makes sense to get started right away, okay? real low key, no pressure about it, but I gotta let you know that if I like you, I will invite you to do more the first time we meet. And this is so important because I don't want to hear, well, I didn't know we were going to talk about membership. I thought we got to use our 2 weeks. That's on us. That means we didn't have proper communication to dial this in. So if we go back to the very beginning of this, if a person were to call you, somebody help me out. If a person calls into your academy and you answer, thanks for calling, Bob's Karate, what's one of the first things that comes out of their mouth?
How much is it?
How much?
How much is it? Why do they ask such a ridiculous question?
Because they don't know what else to ask.
Bingo. That's exactly right. They're not going to call you and go, hey, I don't know what to ask. Can you help me out? They're hoping you help them out. So they ask a question that seems to make sense. And it's usually, how much is it? Maybe where are you located? When are your classes? Heck, maybe it's so basic as, what do you guys teach? But typically, how much you guys charge for lessons? I'm just going to completely ignore it because I know all that is a cry for help. Someone take over because I was brave enough to call, but I don't know what to say. So I'm going to say, how much is it? Oh, I appreciate you asking. My name's Jonathan Peschke, and you are? Oh, well, my name's Wallace Cup. Oh, hey, great, sir. It's great to meet you. I'm curious. Are you interested in lessons for you or someone else? Let's go ahead and play. Play along, if you would, sir. Let's demonstrate.
Oh, it's for my son.
Oh, cool. And what's his name?
His name is Billy Bob.
Billy Bob. That sounds fun. How old is Billy Bob?
He's about 8.
8 years old? That's a
Not
great
sure.
age to start. Well, I'm the guy who's going to help you with all the information that you need to know about our 2-week trial. And to do this, I just need to ask a few questions first, okay?
All right.
Okay, great. So I just got permission and I'm getting further compliance. Hey, I want him under my spell, if you will. Well, I'm curious, do you know any of our students, the ones that train with us, or how did you hear about us?
I just saw a Facebook ad.
Oh, perfect. Has Billy Bob done any martial arts before?
No, sir.
Okay. How long has he been thinking about how long have you been thinking about getting him started?
Well, he's kind of a wimp, and I want him to toughen up, so I figured martial arts would be good.
Well, you are correct. So I got to ask another question. What do you want him to learn or gain from our program?
I want to get more confidence, more
Perfect.
assertiveness.
Perfect. Terrific. And a lot of our students enroll for the very same reason. Now I'm going to pause right here, guys. I don't know if you're picking up everything, but there's a lot of NLP baked into this. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. It's neuro-linguistic programming. You're influencing people. And if we go back to the beginning, what we're doing here is I'm gaining compliance. I just need to ask you a few questions first. Okay. I'm
right.
getting you to kind of bend the knee, if you will, to realize that the relationship isn't him and me. It's going to be more like this. And by the time he comes in here, he's going to realize, oh, it's like this. We are so lucky. But it doesn't happen just from answering questions. We're not information givers. We got to be information getters. So I don't need to answer his questions. I need to ask the questions. There is one simple rule, and write this down. Whoever's asking the questions controls the conversation. So you've got to be a good question asker, a good conversationalist, a good communicator, because otherwise they're going to have you hopping around like a little pony. So number one, take control. Whatever they say, I'm in charge. I'll ask the questions here. Very friendly, of course. And then I'm going to get permission to ask more questions. And he's going to say, okay, because the truth is he didn't call in to interrogate me. He called in because he's looking for his kid to have a little more confidence. And so he's asking for help. We've got to realize that and realize we've got the answers. Let's be more like a physician. When you go to the doctor, sit down and fill this out. I need information. Then the nurse comes and gets you and takes you into a room, and now she's going to get more information. And then they're going to take you into the doctor's office, and then he's going to get more information so that he can properly help you. Make sense, guys, so far? So I need to ask a few questions first. I'm getting compliance. I'm looking for response indicators. If we can't have a pleasant conversation, maybe I don't even want you in my school. Let's think about that. So now the second thing that kind of is almost subliminal, if you will, is that, do you know any of our students, or how did you hear about us? So I'm kind of doing an undertone of an implication that people do refer people. And also that I'm implying that we have a lot of people here, so you probably know somebody. You know, in other words, human beings very much have a herd mentality. Most human beings do not like to be the pioneer, the guy that goes first. They want to follow the crowd, help them understand on a level that they might not even pick up on that this is where the crowd is. Hey, do you know one of our students? Someone that trains here already? Or how did you hear about us? Like whatever they did, Facebook, for example, is probably secondary because we have so many people here and you probably know some of them. Does that make sense? So I'm not having to ask, you know, so I know they probably don't know anybody here. Maybe they do, but most of the time, since we're spending marketing dollars, I know that's where most of the leads are coming from, especially if they opted in on Facebook. I had a client, they go, well, why would you ask them that question when you know they opted in on Facebook? Because I want to infer that this is the place to be. I want to imply that you probably know people here already. And it won't happen if I don't say these words. So now we got down Seafood Cup. Terrific. A lot of you said more confidence and what? Do you remember?
No.
Let's just go with confidence. More confidence and assertiveness, I think you said. I said, that's terrific. This is where you get to go Steve Harvey on them, guys. Any of you guys ever seen the show Family Feud?
A couple of times.
Yeah, once or twice. Every time someone gives an answer, what does the rest of the family do?
Hey.
Good answer.
Good answer. Good answer. Woo! Good answer. And sometimes it's the dumbest answer you could have heard. I mean, sometimes Harvey will even call them out. That's the dumbest answer. And then still his family's like, good answer. Yeah, it's up there, Steve. It's up there. We've got to cheer them on and reward them. Remember we talked about reward them for what they did, recognize and reward what we want repeated. They're asking our questions, they're answering our questions. They're following our lead. They're being compliant. Yes, this is how we start the relationship correctly. So I'm going to say, hey, that's terrific. A lot of our students have enrolled for the same reason. Again, herd mentality. You're not the only one. You're not the first one. We enroll tons of people for that. We're the experts. And I don't have to say all those words. I just have to let them realize it in the back of their brain by saying, hey, terrific. That's great. A lot of our students enroll for the same reason. It brings this like, okay, good. I found the right spot. So now we can go into the next step. Can you give me an example, Seafood Cup? Well, that's terrific. A lot of families enroll for the very same reason. You found the right place. But can you give me an example of why that confidence and assertiveness is important to you? Now, notice I'm asking about him, not the kid. Why, sir, is that important to you?
Well, of course, he has more confidence and he feels better about himself. He might do better in school.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So how would that make things different for him?
He might actually graduate.
That's great. Well, let me ask you one more question. How would that make you?
Billy Bob's not that smart.
Okay. Well, if we can boost his confidence so that he does better in school, I got to ask, sir, how's that going to make you feel?
I feel relieved.
Good.
Thank you.
Excellent. Well, let me assure you.
I'll send a Christmas present.
I love it. I love it. I'll give you my list. But let me assure you, we will show you exactly how we teach and improve their confidence and their focus when you come in and experience your very first lesson.
Awesome.
Okay, sir? All right. So just to let you know, all of our students get started the same way. This is another key phrase if you guys are keeping up taking notes. All of our students get started the same way. What does that do for parents? Think about it. What does that do for parents? Somebody help me out. Mrs. Smith, let me tell you, first of all, let me just assure you, everyone gets started the same.
Everyone's doing it.
Sorry?
Everyone's doing it.
Everyone's, yeah.
Just like you.
It also helps to bring a sense of reassuredness, if you will, that there's no risk. There's no risk involved. Hey, this is what everyone, again, the herd mentality, just follow the crowd. Hey, let me tell you, one of the great things about our academy is that everyone starts the same. And this is why it's so important. Like we teach people, if you want to be different in our industry, do something different. Treat everyone the same. You know, most people in our business are so busy trying to figure out how to please this client and this client. And this, they're doing something different for everybody. I want to bring them all into the fold, not try to be something special to everybody. I'm trying to build a community of people here. So, Mrs. Smith, let me tell you, all of our students get started the same way. It's real simple. They just, by enrolling in our 2-week trial membership. This includes 2 full weeks of martial arts instruction. And the best part about it is it's only $20. And this is how we're going to find out if we are the right academy for you and your family. So I have times available either tonight at 6:30 or tomorrow at 7. Which is best?
Let's do today, 6:30. I'll spring it on.
Excellent. Now, we realize most people have very busy schedules. We do everything we can to accommodate them. So after your first class, we'll go and review the schedule and find the times that work perfectly. Okay.
Sounds good.
Now, I'm also trying to put him at ease and get ahead of questions that wouldn't make any sense just yet. Like, well, what are the class times? We're not going to do an enrollment based on convenience. We're going to build value. So I want to remember in the beginning, I think it was last week, we talked about how the sales process, once they show up, is like taking them through a long hallway with a door at the end. I got to close all the doors on the sides so there's not all this distraction like, oh, what's that? But what about this? What about this? Right? No. Seal all that off, take them on a destination. So we've got to realize that all the things that can get in the way of making the sale later, let me address those now.
Right.
Okay. So it's official. We've scheduled Billy Bob for his first lesson, but I'm curious. Now, this is gold, guys. I'm curious. Who else in your family should we add to this trial membership? You know, like a little brother, an older sister. What about dad? Heck, mom, what about you? Who should we add to this trial? Now, since we're talking to him, I just flipped the last part. What about mom? What about you, dad? Who should we add to this trial?
Do you have girls in the class?
Oh, yes. Girls.
I actually get asked that sometimes. Yeah, of course we have girls in the class.
Yeah, do you really get asked that?
I do sometimes.
Yeah, I'd say, heck yeah. Heck, my daughter's a 3rd-degree black belt. She's the sweetest thing ever, but she'll knock you out. Watch out.
Right.
Better behave. You know, and people are, I want my girl to be a princess. I don't want to be a tough guy. It goes back to what's that famous saying? Would you rather have a warrior in the garden or a gardener in the war? I think the reason why most martial artists are such nice, easygoing guys is because they know they could demolish you if they had to. So who needs to walk around with a chip on their shoulder? Have a good time. Make it fun. So, yeah. So, Mr. Cup, now that it's official and we've got Billy Bob scheduled for his first lesson, I'm curious. Who else in your family do we need to add to this trial membership? Not would you like to. This is part of a version of an assumptive close. Okay. I'm assuming there's someone else we can add, specifically since I'm talking to you. There's one right there. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that there's someone else we can add. So now that it's official, we got Billy Bob scheduled for his first lesson. Hey, I'm curious, sir. Who else in the family do we need to add to this trial? You know, like a little brother, an older sister. What about mom? Heck, dad, what about you? Who should we add to this trial and have him do it with Billy Bob?
Well, he does have a big sister. She's 10. Can she do it?
Perfect. That would be amazing. I mean, every dad wants their daughter to be confident and self-assured and certainly be able to make someone stop if she had to, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. All right, I'm going to put her down too. So, should we have you do it with them?
No, not me.
Okay, well, make sure you're here and make sure you wear something loose enough to move around in, okay? Because here's the great news. For our first lesson, the parents are involved in the class. It's just a little orientation lesson. Not only does this show support for your kids, but it is the best way for you to find out firsthand how we teach. This way you can decide for yourself if we're the right academy for your family. So we're not going to do anything crazy. I just want to let you know, wear something loose enough you can move around in for the first day. Okay?
Okay. The word because is strong compliance NLP too.
Absolutely. In fact, there's an offer out there. Yes. I mean, I'm glad you
Let me
pointed
cut in
that out.
line because I know people let you cut in line.
Bingo. Yeah, I appreciate you pointing that out because people will comply if they understand the why. There's an author out there named Simon Sinek. He wrote a book, Begin with Why. It's so true. Even, well, we're going to get to our Facebook joining in a second, but you'll see the same thing. If I say, hey, I want to put you on our Facebook group, defenses go up. They might even say something like, they might even lie to you and say, I don't have Facebook. Seriously, you opted in on Facebook, you know, but they don't know what your intentions are. So I've got to let them know, hey, we have this great community on Facebook. It's a private group that I'd like to give you access to, not put you in it, give you access to, so that you can get a sneak peek, you know, behind the curtain before you even come in to see what you have to look forward to. There's pictures and videos. You're going to love it. Now the curiosity killed the cat. They will comply because they want to see what the secrets are. They want to know what they're walking into. They will comply. But if I start off with, hey, I want to put you in our private group I want to put you on Facebook in our Facebook group, then they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, they'll say things like, well, I can't do it right now. Oh, I don't really use Facebook much. Oh, I'm not even on Facebook. I mean, they say all kinds of wacky things unless you give them the reason why. Here's how I want to help. So yeah, same thing with the getting compliance. Now, originally, we just invited them to get on the training floor after they showed up. That was a disaster. And I think I touched on this last week. I think a big part of it is, again, unmet expectation. They didn't expect to take their shoes and socks off. Who knows if they wore the right socks? Do these socks have holes in them? What if my feet are dirty? Oh man, I haven't trimmed my toenails in a while. I might look like I'm ready to climb a coconut tree. Right? Who knows? And because they don't know, oh no, I'm getting out. I'm not getting out there. But if I already gained their compliance on the telephone, now they came in prepared. Maybe mom went and got a pedicure just because she knows she's going to be barefoot. That's cool. You know, I've got to prepare them to have a good experience in order for them to have a good experience. So again, Mr. Cup, I got great news for all of our first lessons. The parents are involved in the class. And not only does it show support for Billy Bob, but it's the best way for you to find out firsthand what we teach so you can decide if we're the right academy for your family. Now, notice I'm implying that he's in full charge of this, even though we know once he comes in, who's in charge, right? But first step is I got to get him to come in the door, and I don't want him coming in like this. I want him coming in like, hey, I'm excited to be here. Let me check this out. Because again, they opt in. They think they're hiring someone to entertain or train their kid. Through this phone conversation, they realize maybe it's a little more than I thought. And when they come in, they're really going to realize, okay, now I get it. And they will or they won't. And the good news is if you do it properly, most will. So let's see, number next. All right, so sir, let's go ahead. Next thing is I want to give you access to our private group on Facebook. This is where you get to kind of peek behind the curtain before you come in and see everything that happens here in the academy. There's pictures and videos, all kinds of cool stuff. And it's also how we keep all the families in touch with what's going on here in upcoming events. So let's go ahead and open up your Facebook. This way I can help you find it and give you access to be able to look around. Let me know when you're ready.
All set.
Now, notice, folks, I didn't ask him if he wants to do it. Again, this is another assumption. Of course he wants to do it. I just told him why he wants to do it. So go ahead and open up your Facebook page and let me know when you're ready. I'll wait. And then just be patient.
I'm ready.
Okay, great. In the search bar, I want you to type in whatever you decide to name your thing.
Blah, 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 blah.
San Francisco Krav Maga SF private group, right? Or Krav Maga SF families, you know. Oh, yeah, here it is. Perfect. Hit that blue join button so I can approve it on my end. And I'll sit there and wait. I'll have mine open too. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'll give you full access once we finish this call. So now now sometimes people think, well, I can just send them an invite. Don't do it. Sending them an invite gives them full access. The way Facebook is currently operating, didn't used to be this way, but the way it's currently operating, if you send someone an invite, they have full access to everything without ever joining for 30 days. And it defeats the purpose. Well, half the purpose. Because one, I do want them to look around and see happy, smiley families. But number two, I can't tag you in it if you're not a member. And I want to give you that endorphin rush. I want you seeing that like, button ping you over and over and over again. Because that's why most people are on Facebook anyway. They're trying to get some attention. Let's reward and recognize what we want repeated. Compliance. Make sense? So yeah, when I finish the call, I'm going to do a little, what we call a shout out. I'll say, hey, Mr. Cup, can't wait to see you. No, not directly to him. I'll do a post saying, hey, Sifu Cup is bringing his son Billy Bob in for his very first lesson later tonight. Let's welcome him to the academy and show him some love. And because I talk about it with the regular students too, guess what? People are going to hit the like button. Some of them might say welcome. Some of them might even share a story about how, our kid used to be real shy and now he's just so confident. We love it here. I want this family to feel like they're a part of our family before they ever walk into the building. Okay, so, well, now we got you in the group. Perfect. Now I want to tell you, congratulations, because it's official. You got a karate kid in the family, and we all look forward to meeting you in person tonight at 6:30. We're going to do everything we can to help you find out if we are the best academy for your family. So if it looks like it makes sense, if most families know at their first visit, and if it looks like it makes sense and this will be a good fit for your academy, well, we will review the programs that we have available and even how to save money by just enrolling right away. Okay?
Okay, fine.
Perfect. Now, again, I don't need him to say, yeah, I'm going to bring my credit card and sign up. I just need that in his brain that we're going to talk about membership. That's all. I just got to let you know what you have to look forward to. Because if I don't let you know what you have to look forward to, you deal with the number one reason for upset in every relationship you've ever had. And that is simple: unmet expectation. I've got to be a better communicator and helping people understand what they had to look forward to next and when we'll talk about it so that I'm not catching them off guard and there's no upset. Does that make sense, guys? Beautiful. All right. So from the top now, okay, Rich said in here, oh, look at this. Joel Brown just sold a trial while on the call. Jazz hands, everybody. Woohoo! That's fantastic. Good job, sir. Way to go. Now, tell the truth, shame the devil. Did you do all the steps? Well, let me ask you this. Did you tell the parent? Because if you did, you did A+. If you didn't, we know what we need to add to the next one, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I did all the steps and got them into the Facebook group, which is why I kind of dropped out of the call for a little bit. So I did all the steps. I actually have them written down on our desk here for myself and my other folks at the desk so that we don't miss any steps.
Beautiful. That's hey, sir, way to go. This is a gentleman that's been with us for just a couple short weeks who has been taking real action. I mean, he completely changed his schedule. He improved his program outlines. He got his ads up and running. He's calling people as soon as he can. He just sold a trial on this call. Excellent. A+. Rich said, I got a bully problem. Similar thing. What if I go back to the top of the phone call dialogue? I'm going to ask you a few questions first, right? Do you know anyone who trained here? Yes, no, I saw you online. Great. How long have you been thinking about it? What would you like your child, let's call him Billy Bob just for fun again. What would you like Billy Bob to learn or gain from our program? So Rich, unmute yourself and let's go through this scenario real quick. What would you like him to gain, or what prompted you to get him started now?
Talking to me?
No. We can't hear you at all, Rich. We cannot hear you at all. You're muted. There we go. I see it.
It's muted, of course.
Oh, still muted. All right. Well, I'll play both.
All right, I got it now.
Okay. Now, before you say anything,
Yeah.
something that we encourage our staff to do all the time in role play and practice. It's fun to do with other people because you can go back and forth. But the guys that get really good fast, they play both sides, talking to yourself. And the people that get really good at it fast, they record themselves doing it and actually listen to it. Don't just record it and play it back, because you'll hear what they hear and you'll be able to improve it even faster. That's the real shortcut. Okay, so Rich, you're unmuted now. Great. And we went through that. I'm one of the instructors. I'm going to help you. I just need to ask you a few questions first. You said, great. Do you know any of our students, or how'd you hear about us? I saw you on Facebook. Has Billy Bob ever trained before? No, first time. How long have you been thinking about it? Let's pick up right there. So how long have you been thinking about having get started?
Well, it's been in the last couple of weeks now. To be honest, he's been having a bully problem at school, and it's really been affecting his grades and his overall general welfare. He's just really bummed out. I can see he's just not himself. And I've been told by others that, martial arts could help him regain that confidence and learn how to deal with bullies properly, which is hard because the school says he's not allowed to fight back and he'll get suspended.
So is it physical or cyber?
Both.
Both. Okay. All right.
So he has one prime bully that's been picking on him physically. Yeah. And then apparently that bully and their friends would find him online and harass him online as well.
Okay. And what have you done about this so far?
Well, we talked to the school, but it seems to me like the school doesn't take it seriously enough. Again, they said, well, if he tries to defend himself, they'll both get suspended. And they're just basically, well, we'll talk to the bully's parents, but that's not doing anything. He still has, the problem still consists. And as far as the cyberbullying, since it's outside the school scope, they say there's really nothing they can do about it.
Now, I will, because we're talking about something that's physical. I'll typically talk about this a little bit more because it's a little more serious than someone just wanting something for their kid. Like, for example, is he getting physically hurt, or are they just kind of shoving around? Because most kids aren't going to swing on a kid if they're just getting pushed. They don't feel a real threat.
Slapping his books out of his hand.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest to the group. This happened with my daughter, who trained her whole life. I know she could have taken them out physically, but she wouldn't do it because, one, she doesn't want to fight if she doesn't have to. And ultimately, it really caused a lot of upset with her. And it was upsetting me because we couldn't get a really good solution working through the school system. So, slapping books out of hand, grabbing her lunch, stuff like that. Never actually putting hands on her directly, but on her stuff. And then just bullying her online, turning her entire online friends group against her. And it was horrible to watch.
Yes. Now, fortunately,
both as a father and a self-defense instructor.
Yeah. Did you ever talk to that? Did you talk to the other kid's parents?
One parent I talked to, and basically that went nowhere. Another parent I talked to, because one of the people used to be her very best friend who turned on her.
Yeah. And
the parent actually was on our side, but that friendship ended. So they stopped communicating. That parent got that particular child to just not communicate anymore. But then what they do is they go back online under pseudonym names and stuff, where it's the same person.
Okay.
Well,
let's do this because this is obviously it's something that's very personal that happened to you and your family. It sounds like your daughter's moved on from it because it sounds like it was in the past, and that's great.
Oh yeah. She's typically great now. She's moved on it.
Typically, this isn't how a phone call will go, though. 90% of the calls are very basic and very simple. Occasionally, you do get someone that is actually being bullied, at which point, let's get back to that little loop real quick. You said, well, my daughter's getting picked on at school. I'm going to answer, just like the phone dialogue says, well, she's getting picked on at school. Well, I'm not going to say that's terrific. I'll just omit that little section. I'll say, well, you know what? We do have a lot of students that are enrolled for the same reason, because either they're being harassed or parents simply want to prevent them from being harassed. And the one thing that we have found that can help tremendously is to improve their self-confidence, to help them not be an easy target in the first place. Now, does that fix every situation for everybody? No. But does having more confidence help everybody? Yes. So let's run with what we can, because the objective thing is to get them to buy a trial and come in, right?
Right.
Now, I don't think
right.
I actually, so now we do have a lot of families that have gotten their kids started for the same reasons. They don't want their kids to be picked on. They don't want them to be an easy target, and learning self-defense skills and the confidence that comes with it are invaluable. So the great thing is all of our students start the same way by just enrolling in our 2-week trial membership. This includes 2 full weeks of martial arts instruction. And the best part is it's only $20 to find out if we're the right academy for you and your family. Now, I have times available tonight or tomorrow, which is best. Tonight, want to do 6 or at 7? Great. Now, we understand people are busy and have hectic schedules, and we do everything we can to accommodate them. So after our first class, we will review the schedule and find what times work perfectly for you. Okay? Oh, okay. Put them at ease. They don't need to ask about schedule. We'll go over it later. That's what I just did. Now, now that it's official and we've scheduled your daughter's first lesson, I'm curious, who else in the family do we need to add to this trial membership? You know, like a little brother or maybe an older sister. Or what about mom? Heck, dad, what about you? Who do we need to add to this trial? Now, sometimes I go, oh, no, it's just for her. Cool. I've opened his mind to the idea that maybe he can do it too, because I'm going to revisit that when they come in. They might say, oh, he's got a little brother or older sister. Let's add them on. Cool. He might, here's the fun one. About 1 out of 10, they go, ooh, you mean I can do it too? Absolutely. That's why our family program is so popular. It's the only thing that you can do as a family that actually has a structured progression. You are going to love it. Now, if they say, no, it's not for me, or whatever they said, I'm going to say, okay, well, now that okay, if they say, well, no, it's just going to be for her. Perfect. Well, to secure her class time, we just need to take care of that trial tuition. You know, the $20. You're welcome to use a debit or a credit card. Which payment method is best? May I have it, please? Be that direct. People go, oh, whoa. That might scare them away. No, it's going to help them realize who's in charge and that the relationship just went from here to whoop, here. And now they're going to sometimes go, oh, well, let me get it. Sometimes they go, well, I don't feel comfortable. And sometimes they go, do I have to pay right now? So let's say if they say, let me get it. Well, that's an easy one. I'm ready when you are. Fire away. 16 digits, expiration, security code. If they say, well, do I have to pay now? Well, yeah, we got to pay now. That's the only way we can secure your class time. As you can imagine, for $20 trial, it's very popular and spaces do fill up fast. So to make sure you don't miss out, we just need to take care of the $20. In other words, it's only $20, lady. Come on. But I'm not going to say that. But that's how I want it. You know, I want to feel. It's only, yeah, we got to do it. So now I'm going to finish it up with a question, not a period, but a question mark. So you tell me which is best, credit or debit, whichever you prefer. So I want her to feel like she's in control, but I'm driving this thing. So again, yeah, you do have to pay now. It's the only way I can guarantee your spot. You know, classes are filling up fast and I don't want you to miss out. So you are welcome to use either debit or credit, whatever you think's best. Which would you prefer? Oh, now what's really crazy, guys, is that usually that is enough, because what really happened is I caught them off guard and they just needed a moment to process the idea of, yeah, it is only $20. I do want to do it. We just talked about how it's going to help my kid. Okay, yeah, let me go ahead and just do it. It's only $20. If I don't give them that moment to do it by having this little piece of dialogue, you shoot yourself in the foot. So the dialogue not only reassures them, but it gives them the 20 seconds they need to further evaluate, is this a good choice? And because it's about their kid, well, of course it is. It's only $20. Now, on occasion, and this is rare, but on occasion, go, well, I just don't feel comfortable. You have a couple of choices. What I like to do is say, well, you know, we are a martial arts academy, and not only do we teach integrity, heck, we follow it. Everything is safe here. Heck, we have law enforcement with us, you name it. So I would like to help you and your daughter. So let's just do, you know, again, it's only $20. We just need to take care of it. Want to do credit or debit? I'll ask them again, as if they never told me anything. Now, if they say, now some people are a little more reluctant. They go, well, the other option is, and we do this on occasion too. Well, I do have a link I can send you so you can take care of it through our secure portal. Would you like me to go ahead and send you the link? And so then in that case, they go, yeah, okay, perfect. I'll send you the link right now because I've got the link is copied and pasted. Let me send you the link right now. Did you get it? Yes. Perfect. Go ahead and complete that so we can finish the last portion of this. In other words, I'll wait. If you send the link and in the phone call, the odds of them following through are very slim. However, yeah, let me send you the link. We can take care of it right now. I'll wait while I'm on the phone. Here's the link. Did you get the link? Yeah, okay, good. Go ahead and fill that out. You don't have to tell me a number at all. Just fill out the link and we'll be good to go. And that way we can get you ready for your first class. Just be cool about it. Be happy about it. Be friendly about it. Be helpful. Now, okay, it's all set. Ding. Yep, I got it. Perfect. So I got some great news. For our first lesson, the parents are always involved in the class. You know, it's just a little orientation. Not only does it show support for your daughter, but it is the best way for you to find out firsthand how we teach. This way you can decide if we're the right academy for your family. So the next thing I want to do is help you get into we have a private group on Facebook, and I want you to be able to peek behind the curtain and see what it's all about before you even come in. You're going to see pictures and videos, all kinds of cool stuff. Go ahead and open up your Facebook. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll help you find it. And just wait. Okay, I got it. Perfect. Let's search for XYZ ABC. Hit that blue join button. Oh, there it is. Okay, great. Now, if you aren't able to do it in real time, just let them tell you and you'll have to believe them. I prefer to have my phone open so I can see the alert. Someone just requested to join. I know they're not BSing me, and now we can move on with a happy smile. All right. Congratulations. It is official. You now have a Karate Kid in the family. We look forward to meeting you in person. We're going to see you tonight at 6:45. Get here about 10 minutes early for 2 reasons. Number one, I'll be able to introduce you to some of the other parents here at the academy. We've got some great people here. You're going to love it. And number two, it allows us to make sure we always start on time because there is another family coming in tonight as well. So you'll get to meet them too. See, as you get better at this, doing 2 or 3 families at a time, 3 is the sweet spot for us. We'll take 3 families on a tour and orientation and do our best to enroll all 3. You can do 1 at a time, but again, we're trying to be more, as we get better at it, you'll realize you can do 2 or 3 and get the same results. Now you start doing more than that, you need additional help, but you can do 2 or 3 once you get in your groove. Okay. All right. So, and then the last part is, of course, hey, now just to let you know, before we go, I just want to let you know, most of the families, they know right away after the very first lesson if it's a good fit or not. If that's the case for you, and if you love it as much as I know you will, well, we'll go ahead and review the programs and even help you save money by just enrolling right away. Okay? Oh, okay. Perfect. Mrs. Smith, I look forward to seeing you tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for taking my call, or thanks for calling us. We'll see you soon. Click. Then I'm going to go on Facebook. I'm going to post about them. I'm going to tag them in it. And I'm going to encourage all my members to chime in so that we can give them that love that they want and need so badly, feed their addiction. And when they show up, we're going to greet them with a bow and a smile, and we're going to start a new journey to hopefully take this newbie, this brand new person, all the way to 2nd, 3rd, or 4th degree black belt. Now, that's really how we think of every person that comes in. I'm not here to get you to yellow belt. I want to create a foundation for a relationship that's going to matter. All right. So with that, Rich says, do we always go credit card? Is Zelle, Venmo, PayPal okay? It's okay. Credit card is just better because it's a higher level of compliance. Typically, if you're running a full-time academy, Zelle, Venmo, and PayPal are more on a personal level, whereas a credit card is a more business transaction, and we want to pre-frame them for that, right? So to start off, I think anything is okay, but as you move forward, I prefer to get a credit or debit card. It's more official, and it feels like a business transaction versus I'm giving you money for lunch. Yeah. Let's see what else in here. Joel sound the pro. We did that. We did that. All right. Event in Florida. Perfect. I'll connect you with Master Merchants here after the call. Mr. Merchant, Joel Brown is interested in our Florida event. That's fantastic. What else we have in here? Do we charge $20 for each individual? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If they sign up, they have another kid, I mean, it's only $20. If they are not willing to invest $20 and finding out how this is going to change their child's life, I really can't take them seriously. So my recommendation is yes. Yes. Family of 4, $80. Right. Now, the good news is when they come in, that also gives me bigger leverage to convert them to a real membership, because now we're going to give them the full value of that money. And a 2-week trial is worth, if you're charging $200, 2 weeks is $100 value. Right. So now I can leverage the fact that, and we'll go through that again on another call. But now that you're here, we don't need to, you know, if we had a good connection and you guys complied with everything I asked you to do, hey, congratulations. We don't need to wait 2 weeks. We use that trial to qualify students for our basic program, but you're in. You're in. Congratulations. So let's use that trial to save you money for just getting started today. That 2-week trial, that's worth $100. And since you got both kids, that's going to save you $200 for just enrolling today. And as a matter of fact, I'm so confident this is the right choice, I will match that. So we will save you $400 by just getting started today. Let me explain. Excellent. Good question, sir. All right. So we will post this recording in a couple hours. We'll be in the school community. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. For you, anyone on the call that is not yet a client, click the link, book a call. For you guys that are interested in the event in Florida, it is going to be amazing. It will knock your socks off. What's the square footage on that place, Mr. Merchants?
24,000.
His training facility is 24,000 square feet. I mean, I can fit all 4 of my academies in his one building, plus a few more. It will knock your socks off. And the training is going to be second to none. It's going to be amazing. But on that note, I've got to go. I appreciate everyone being on the call today. Thank you, everyone. And I'll see you next week. Rich would also like more information on the event. That's perfect. And if you have, in the meantime, you know, post your wins in the school community for us, guys. We have there's a few hundred people in there. And if there's questions, everyone can chime in and help. We will certainly help. And share your wins. I mean, because one of the things we want to do a little different than most martial arts groups, we want to encourage each other, guys. Everyone's so afraid to say what they're doing or whatever. No one's going to put anyone down for anything, question or success. If they do, I'll give them the boot in a heartbeat, because I think the more that we encourage each other and cheer each other on, the faster everyone improves and it makes it more fun. And the truth is, I want to have fun doing this stuff. Okay. All right. So have a great night. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you soon.